Pasado de otra era, sacado de otra era, otra era. Oh, hello there, and welcome to Daniel's Infinite Playlist. Um, and this is the classic album review section. If you don't know what it is, well, basically in the weekends we review, past albums that haven't been released this year. So they are not very, how do you say, actual, like in the normal album reviews, which are albums that have been released this year. And if you're new to this channel, please give a like and subscribe if you want to. But anyways, today we're going to talk about Javiera Mena's album Otra Era. And if you don't know who Javiera Mena is, well, she's a Chilean artist and producer that does these amazing, like synth pop melodies that have just such a great flair to them. They're very dancey and all of that. And it's so great to see that from her first albums to this one. This one is practically the third album, I think. And you see just like how the evolution goes, and she's just an amazing artist and a queer icon as well. I heard that she's a lesbian, and that I think that's really cool, and it's amazing how there are so many queer artists in Chile that are worth exploring, and Javiera Mena is one of the biggest. And also, just to also say that Javiera Mena has also been here in Scandinavia like a lot. I think she's toured with Kings of Convenience, and she's even friends with Jens Lekman. I mean, that's amazing. But anyways, now we're gonna talk about this album. So yeah, listening to this album is a bit like this. So yeah, that's how it is a bit. So now we're gonna show you the CD boxing or the album art. I think the album art is very cool, but I'm just gonna show like half of the album because, well, there's some nudity and I don't know if YouTube will be too pleased to see this. But anyways, this is the album art. I think it's really cool. And the little booklet has, different kinds of pictures that are, just like black and white, and like the lyrics as well. And it says that everything's arranged and made by Javiera Mena. And yeah, and this is just so cool because like this album is just so greatly produced. Oh, and I gotta show the CD as well. It has some glasses. Anyways, what I was just saying. Well, musically, this album is, well, it's mostly like synth pop, but synth pop with an modern edge, which I really do love, because mostly when people think about synth pop music, they think about, like the 80s, like Talk, and, like all the other bands that use that sound. But, she just like has her way around all of these melodies, and she makes them sound just like very modern and hip. Even if this album was released in 2014, I think that it sounds very modern and very fresh. And also, this album doesn't have like any bad songs. Like really, it's just like a joy from song 1 to song 10. And song 10 is almost the best song on this album. But anyways, what are the lyrics about? Well, the lyrics are about love, and what I mostly love about Spanish lyrics is that the Spanish language opens up. It's a very, how do you say? It's a very dramatic language. It adds like a very sexy and hot flair to the whole music, especially like when it's sung. It sounds very poetic and also very dramatic, which I do love. And which I also think is why, other Spanish-speaking acts, for example, like Rosalia, has reached such a huge audience because of their use of the Spanish language, which is very dramatic. And if you're not Spanish speaker yourself, I suggest that you look, like translations, or otherwise you can just hear perfectly the emotions of the lyrics, especially if you look up, like what the names are called. For example, there are songs like Los Olores de tu Alma, which means the smells of your soul, so you can kind of, just feel what the song is about, or Espada, which means sword. That song is amazing. Anyways, what do I give this album? Well, I give it a 9 out of 10 because, yeah, I think it's an amazing album. It also is kind of like a testament of the Chilean music scene, which has seen quite an uprise in queer and very modern artists, and I really do love this. Since I was born in Chile myself, it also feels, just great to find all of these artists, just using these modern sounds, and I'm just so proud of it, and I love it. So yeah, just listen to Javiera Mena, Otra Era, and see if you like it. Oh, and as always, I'm gonna post the artist links down below, Spotify, iTunes, you name it, so that you can find the music and see for yourselves. And yeah, why you should listen to it? Yeah, because as I said, it's a very timeless and dancey album. It works like in different places, for example, like in the gym, or like when you're going out or something like that. I think it's a very great album, and I think you don't really need to know the language in order to fully understand this album. I think the most of it is covered in the instrumentation and also the performance of her voice, which is very expressive. So yeah, thank you so much for clicking on this review, and as always, I'll see you next Wednesday, which when I will be back with a new album review, which is a modern album review. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Enjoy music, enjoy life, people. Hej då!